on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show.
Las opiniones expresadas en este programa son responsabilidad exclusiva de quienes las emiten y no representan necesariamente el pensamiento o alguna posición oficial de este medio de comunicación.
ADR Networks presenta.
This is Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isa Crouch.
And this is...
Foreign show on the foreign show.
Yes, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the show while I clear my throat.
I'm Celestine Angel, and that's Isaac Rakesh.
Yes, sir.
And we are from Singapore. We are from the Singaporean band called Illuminary, and we are your hosts for that foreign show. So, talking about our project and stuff, we would like to let you know that tomorrow will be our last show of the year. Mm-hmm. We're going to do a mini concert, and then we will be hosting a cipher. So
yes, that is our segment for Insider today. So, it's going to be held at Bodega Barbers, right?
Yeah. So,
which is a real cool spot. It's a place that you can go to get your hair cut in a kind of a New York kind of vibe, right?
Yeah, actually, we haven't gone and seen the place, but we would like to check it out tomorrow and see what vibes we can get from there.
Yes, for sure. And we are inviting you guys to come on down tomorrow. The event is beginning at 1 p.m., right? And if you can put there we go.
Okay.
Illuminary at the barber shop. It's gonna be a gig. We're gonna be playing our set, a few songs, right? We're gonna be doing a few.
We're gonna do maybe half the usual show we do, because we're gonna jump right into the cipher, And like this is a very inclusive cipher. So a cipher is actually a jam, right? Essentially, it's a jam.
Yes,
And
it's a jam that is kind of like more. It's more of a hip hop kind of thing.
Yeah.
You have a beat that's running. Usually, sometimes in a cipher, what happens is you have a few different rappers
Mm-hmm.
on the same beat.
so like the interesting part about ciphers is like it's actually referring to the circle of people that crowd around
Yeah.
the performers.
Yes.
And it's like it could be dancers, it could be like the performance in the middle, but it is a hip hop thing. So this is a hip hop event held at a
Exactamente.
barber shop. So you know like the whole vibe that we're trying to get is go down, have fun, and jump in to to the chaos, to the vibes, basically. Repeating
Yes.
it like countless times, but yeah.
It's gonna be vibes for sure. And speaking of beats, we have DJ Ski High on the decks. Big shout out to DJ Ski High.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
if you
our
guys
master
want some good
DJ.
music, some hip hop shit, come on down tomorrow. All right. It's starting at 1, right? 1 to 4 p.m. We like we said, the cipher section usually what happens is we have the same beat, the same beat that for all of the rappers or MCs who are gonna be a part of the cipher. However, we're gonna do things. We probably do things a bit differently because we have singers as well. We have
Yeah. That's why I was
we have some
saying
surprises
it's
for you.
very inclusive, and we actually welcome like anyone who even just wants to try. No, like if
Yes,
they
for
want
sure.
to jump in like on the mic, like
Yeah.
even just do something. We are very happy for that to happen.
Yes. So if you guys are there and you want to jump in, it's open.
Yeah, we're not doing like a very mamon like style, like like everybody's gonna come in, show off or whatever. No, we wanna have fun, like what we say, like we want it to be like just like playing. Yeah.
Yes. We want to be
basically.
just when you guys will be having fun, right? It's an afternoon thing, all right? End of the year kind of show. Then
Oh, the afternoon thing is very important that
Yes, yeah.
we re-emphasize it.
Yes, re-emphasize
it's
it.
at 1 p.m.
1
in the
p.m..
afternoon, so it's like one of the earliest shows
we have ever done.
we have ever done. And I mean, this is one we are organizing ourselves, so like we are making sure everybody knows it's one. Like that we have had shows that maybe started at 4 and people still arrive at 7 thinking it was night.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is like super like early in the afternoon, so please
Come on
remember the time.
And go check out Bodega Barbers as well as DJ Ski's page. You can go check out his stuff. You can go check out the spot as well. So that is our insider segment for today.
Yes, and since we started our first segment really early, I think it's a good chance for us to talk about Ithaca. Is it called Ithaca?
Yes. Ithaca is an application that belongs to the guest that we have on the show today. All right. It's a very special application, and we'll tell you more about it once we lay out what the guest is and
Yeah.
what his whole thing is.
Okay, so let me talk about our guest today. We have Dr. Jose Puentes,
Yes, big shout out to Jose.
he's Mexican. So usually we have foreigners come on as guests, but sometimes we do invite for Mexicans, especially if they have something interesting to share regarding travel,
yes,
and the foreign
regarding-
experience.
Exactly. Stuff that foreign show is interested in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're all about like travel. I mean, not traveling. We are all about the foreign experience and self growth. So like, and that was exactly what Jose did. He went on a solo trip, and it's all about like challenging himself and seeing how he can grow. And like from the get go of the trip, he already shared with us that like he had to change like the way he usually do things to adapt to the situation that was needed. So that was really cool.
Yes, travel alone is a real experience, and as you know, we are interested in the experiences that people have as they travel, and the kind of changes that they might go through, or even certain things that we are unaware of that they can enlighten us
Yeah.
On
And
and
I mean,
on.
so this is like a two-way conversation anyway. It's like we are also talking to, we're not just talking to the foreigners that are in Mexico, we are also talking to the locals here who are interested to see the world because like that's
Yes.
what the exchange is about.
Yep.
Anyway,
Exactly.
so I see that Jose is already on, our guest is already
Yes.
on. So instead of talking about the app that he has before he comes on, we can just ask him about it.
We can
So
ask him about it. Slide on in, Jose. Dr. Jose, welcome to the show.
Hi, hi, hi. I'm very glad
Hey.
to be here. Thank you for having
Hi.
me.
hi
Yo.
Jose.
Nice,
So
nice. Welcome to the show, Jose. Welcome, welcome. I like your
Thank you so
setup. It
much.
looks very
looks very professional.
yes, yes.
I'm improvising here. I'm improvising here, but I'm glad it's working.
Right, right. Well, welcome to the show. We were just telling the people about your solo travels,
Yeah.
and we want to get into it because it's really interesting travel in general, but solo travel is another level. It's another dimension.
Yeah.
So, yes. So, why don't you kick things off by telling people a bit about yourself and yes, yeah, a bit
Yeah.
about who
Some
you are.
introduction.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, I'm from Mexicali, Baja California, and I've been living here in Mexico City for the last 6 years. I'm a doctor. I travel here. I moved here to Mexico City to study my specialization course, which is internal medicine, which I thank God I finally finished that this year. Um, and that's why I'm living here. I also like to travel. I travel inside my country, inside Mexico,
Mhm.
uh, but my experience, my experiences in other countries are a little bit limited. So yeah, that's why I wanted to change this specifically this year.
Mm. Yes, but also you, I mean, besides that you wanted to see more of the world, you also decided to see it alone, which, like it's a very specific thing that gives like a deeper experience, obviously, because you have to only rely on yourself. So how was that?
Yeah, that was kind of the point of trying this because I have many friends. Fortunately, I have many friends from different parts of the world that I met here in Mexico City, and this is really really cool because for me it's kind of traveling when you meet these people and you meet another cultures
Yes.
and other kind of thinking of living the food which I love. so so I wanted to try like the full experience of being abroad
Mm.
in another country, another culture that you need to figure out how to move inside the country, inside the city, inside how to communicate because maybe it's another different language. And yeah, it was for me this year was amazing. I was with a lot of great experiences during this year. So I was like, yeah, I want to do this like this year. Like this is the time because I have more free time. I have uh, more growing experiences. So I was like, yeah, this
Mm.
is it. I need to do this right now. And I wanted to travel to Europe. I never been in Europe before. So yeah, that was kind of the point of being myself in a different context, a different country, a different culture, and try to figure out how is it because that way I can appreciate more the people that are coming to
Mm.
Mexico, the people that are sharing their experiences here. So that's a way of experience of have that same experience
Mm.
for
Yeah.
myself.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
like I totally thought about that as well. Like if you leave the country, you also appreciate like the experience of your foreign friends are having over here,
Yeah.
like
Definitely
us.
for sure. Yeah. So you mentioned you had in mind that you just wanted to go to Europe, right? And
Yeah.
so how did you plan? And maybe you can tell us a bit about which are the countries that you went to, and but more importantly, also how did you decide to how did you plot your path? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Yeah, I visited Romania, Bucharest specifically, and many of my friends, when I was sharing stories, they were like, "Why are you in Bucharest? What is the thing there? Why are you traveling over there?" And it was kind of the point. It was kind of the point because for my first time in Europe, I wanted to try something different, something a little bit uncommon,
Yeah.
because as I wanted this experience to be like the travel is fit, exactly fit to myself. So I didn't want a lot of external like comments. Maybe people are well intentioned, that they are giving you advice, or oh, you need to visit
Okay.
this on France, you need to visit this restaurant. So I wanted to have the less influences possible, so I can have the full experience on my own. And I think that was kind of wise, because yeah, and also there are many places that are so beautiful over there in Romania, and that I think I feel a little proud of myself, but that can attract more tourism over there, because it's a really great country. It has a lot of history, a lot of culture, a lot of great food, and many beautiful places to visit. So that was my destination. Um, but as a travel from Mexico City, I need to travel to Amsterdam, then Romania.
Okay.
Then I was like, yeah, why not both?
Why
So
not
on
both?
my
And it's interesting you said
so
so. So you had to kind of keep the other influences kind of out of your plan, right? Like, I'm sure if you tell your friends or close people like, hey, I'm going to Europe, I'm sure someone might have said, like, hey, yeah, like you said, go to London. Why don't you go to Euro Disney or something,
Right.
or why
Like I'm
don't you
really getting what the
the
whole
whole
solo trip was like. Yeah,
yes,
it was like
yes,
jumping in and
jumping in
not
and
having any like external ideas, and then you just go and experience it as it is, right? Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Wow.
and,
so
and
how was
I
that like?
I,
Amsterdam.
I I planned. Oh yeah, then it was Amsterdam, and then I visited Belgium, specifically Bruges, for 2 days, which was so beautiful. And yeah, I was a little bit worried, because it's a challenge to set up big travel like this, specifically if your first time in Europe, first time solo traveling so far. So I use specifically an AI app that is online, that is free.
Okay.
So it asked me, what are the things that you like to do, and then it suggests places to visit in that destination that you are planning to go. So I was like, yeah, I like food, I like beer, I like nature, I like culture, I like history. So that way I set up my schedule for the whole travel. Uh,
Right.
One of the best part was the hiking that I did in the Carpathian Mountains. I enjoyed it so much, and it was also a little bit uncommon to do in Romania, because most people from over there, they were telling me that it was kind of dangerous, this time of the year that I was there,
Oh
during
wow. Okay.
November. But
Right.
I was so excited to try. I was a little bit cautious, but it was the best experience to be there. The nature, the mountains, the weather. It's so beautiful over there.
So we're talking about things. Are we talking like bears, wild animals that's dangerous in that way, right?
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
did
there are
you?
many signs
Wow.
about
So did
bears.
you? I can imagine like
But you saw none, right? You didn't see any.
No, fortunately, no, 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 no. I was
that
I
is
was
good.
aware, but fortunately, not any.
I can imagine like like it will be so like, and not, it will be like a whole other story you'll be
Yeah, it'd
telling
be a whole
us. You'll be
different
like the
story.
first thing you'll be saying is, "I saw a bear."
Yeah, it'd be a whole different episode, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. So it's so. Can you tell us a bit about how, maybe specifically about the hiking? So
Yeah,
you use the app, and you did that. Does the app also kind of tell you where you should hike to, like the path?
yeah, yeah. Because over there in Romania, they have the big Dracula's castle and other castles, and there are many touristic. I mean, there are tours that you pay, and they travel with you.
Hmm.
So as you are like already having something in mind about your destination, then it will suggest, like you don't need to travel from the places that you are already visiting. So in this case, I was visiting this little city, little town. It's really beautiful. It's called Sinaia. That's where Palace Castle is. It's one of the most beautiful castles in Europe, and that way, in that same town, you can start a hiking, because there's the Buceci Mountain, and so you can just walk from the town to the mountain. And you have a path. It's not like
Okay.
you are wandering on the woods. You have a path. You have
Mm-hmm.
some guides on over the trees. If you
Okay.
are seeing trees marked with a red mark, then you are going off road. So that way you can have a path and you don't lose over there.
You know, just
You
yeah.
Right.
don't get lost.
But I mean, even though they have all these guides, like I still think it's very brave of you to like take it. I mean, go on it alone when all the locals were telling you that you need a guide.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and I mean, of course, it's a sign of your own, I guess, your own confidence in what you're trying to do. You know, like you want to do this,
Yeah.
okay, and you're just gonna do it alone, and yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah,
hike alone. That's
I
that's
know. I know it was kind of reckless, but I had a compass. I have mobile data all the time, and I was following the path with Google Maps, and I was just wondering. I'm following the marks of the birds, the that you need to go doing making noise, so the
hmm.
bears are just gonna know that there are people crossing the path, and maybe they are
Oh,
not interested. So you need to make noise. Most
okay,
of the bear attacks are because you are very quiet and they see you and they get scared and they
you get
attack you.
scared.
Yeah, so you need
Mm.
to make noise when you are. That's why they recommend to be on a group. So, but as I was alone, I was just putting some Valentina Elizalde on Spotify on my cell phone
Okay,
to make the to make
right.
some noise.
So someone
Right.
can tell that hey, there's someone hiking over there, you know, and yeah, well, that's really really interesting. Can you tell us a bit about this? I mean, the castles, right? Like we know
Yeah.
about Dracula's castle.
Yeah, we definitely need to get into Dracula's castle a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't know that much. Can you tell us? I mean, like, this place is it like full of castles and yeah, what was that like?
Yes, actually, I was really excited to be on Dracula's Castle. There's this part of the Beetlejuice movie, the second one, where they are filming there over there in Dracula's Castle. There's was one scene at the end of the movie,
Oh.
and I was really excited to be there. The castle is beautiful, but as the local guides were telling us about the history in Romania, it's kind of a made up thing of a made up thing because he was telling us during this walking tour that Bram Stoker, who
Wrote the
wrote
book.
the book, he was never in Romania. He had a friend who was
Oh.
visiting Romania many times, and actually, this person, this real person, Bram Stoker's friend, is inside the book as the Van Helsing a character. That he's
Oh, Van Helsing.
the expert on the vampires. So yes, so as Romania was a communist country until 1989, they set up this Dracula's castle in Transylvania. That they already have a castle over there. That it's really beautiful. That it's over a hill. That it's in Transylvania. So that way it matches the description of the castle in the book, but
Okay,
there is not much evidence that Vlad Tepes, the character that is based on that Dracula is based on, uh, ever lived there.
ever lived there,
Like
right?
they say,
Okay.
but it's a really beautiful castle. I'm really glad that I was there. And
Mm.
the inside of the castle, obviously, is like a big museum, and they're showing both the history of the castle, the because it was a medieval fortress after all, and also with some gimmicks about Halloween, about Dracula, about some props of the old movies from Dracula. So that's really cool.
Right.
I'm really glad I was over there.
Was it like full of people when you were there?
Yeah, because it was at the end of Halloween season,
Season.
so
Okay.
it was yeah a little bit crowded.
And the guide, he actually told like the whole story in English. Did he do it all in English?
No, actually, this was a free walking tour. He was from Spain, so it was all Spanish.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. And
So you got.
these were the big group of people that we were taking the tour. They were
Hmm.
all from Spain, and I was the only Mexican one.
Oh, okay, but how cool! Like you got to hear it like in your native language, so
Hmm.
it's yeah.
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 And like in Bucharest, do like a lot of people speak English, or like how do you communicate with the people?
Yeah, they do speak English mostly in the touristic places, and basic for buying something or over a restaurant or asking. They for the most of the time they talk English well. Romanian is a Romance language. It's based on Latin, so it's a little bit similar in some ways to Spanish
Yeah.
and Italian, but
So
still
you
it
could still
was
catch a little bit.
just a
Not
little
really.
bit. To be fair,
Right.
yeah, I can't read Romanian. It's really hard.
Mm.
But yeah, English, it's well over there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think like your experience like definitely like makes other people like want to also visit
Yes.
and see what Romania is like. So like all these are like important points to know. Like maybe if you speak English, it will help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah, I
can also
think
get tour guides of different languages, like
Yeah,
if you need.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I was
right.
going to get at. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's enough to speak English over there. For the touristic places, it's enough.
But like Spanish, a Spanish translator over there would be really easy to get to because like you say, like there was one guy bringing around this people from Spain, and it is a Romance language. So
Yeah.
Well, sounds really interesting, Jose. Can you tell us a bit, maybe now, like a bit about how this trip has kind of impacted you or changed you in some way?
Yeah, like I was saying, I appreciate more the people that are so brave to change and live to move to another country and to live and to try to learn about the cultures, and that they, I don't know, that they are not visiting their families too often or anything. Like I admire that. I really do think that it's really brave, even if you are visiting a place for 2 weeks or 1 month or 8 years. I think that is really amazing, and I kind of appreciate that now more now. Um, and also, I think uh, it's not a bad thing about my experience, but I can see why people like Mexican people to be friends with. Like I feel like many of my friends told me before that Mexicans were very warm. We like to invite foreigners to our parties, to our houses, to our dinners,
Yes.
and I think that I can see that now as a real thing. Like I was like, yeah, I mean, people is nice just here and over the world. And I'm not saying
Okay.
that European people is not that they are not nice. They are nice,
right.
but they are a little bit in a cold way, but not rude.
Right.
So that way, they maybe they are not willing to invite you to your place in the first time. But I mean, that is completely normal. That's completely that is
Yeah.
not a bad thing. It's just that
Yeah.
we are a little bit particular, like Mexicans, and I can appreciate that comment about us a little bit more.
Yeah. It's like only when you leave the country then you can really see this, right? Like that you can see how much warmer like the Mexican people are like because when you're here, even when you're here, like even if you experience like your different foreign friends and the way they live, they also like already integrated with the Mexican style, so they are a lot warmer, they are a lot more open,
Yes.
like we,
Very.
we
Yeah,
we talk to so many foreigners, so we know everybody is like loving the openness and the warmth, and
Yeah.
they are also doing that in their lives, they're also behaving that way.
Can you? I know you already mentioned some things, but can you give us some specifics? Like, I mean, it's just for the people, like in comparison of this warmth that you're talking about, because we experience it here firsthand, all the time. Like I just came back from a shoot yesterday, for a series, and it's for it's for a Netflix series, so you have a whole bunch of people, right? You have your actors, your foreigners, local people, and everything. But generally, there is a very warm or a friendly kind of feeling all around. And I would say that it's got to do with it being here in Mexico,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So can you tell us a bit, like maybe some specifics, like what you feel the differences are?
yeah. No, there was this. Like this is the example that I remember the most. I was in a souvenir shop in Romania, and it was kind of late. I had dinner really delicious dinner over there. Um, and it was around 10 p.m. I don't remember, but the shop was open and there were people inside. And I was looking at the souvenirs and I was like, oh yeah, I should buy this, but maybe I want to finish to see everything that they have to offer. But as I was walking inside the shop, the other people that were there, they left, so I was there then alone. And the people at the shop, the lady at the shop, she told me something in Romanian, and I was like, oh, sorry, I don't speak Romanian. And she was like, only said, the shop is closed. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't notice. I just want to buy this. And she was like, only cash. And I was like, oh yeah. I mean, in my experience in Mexico, they were like, yeah, oh yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
okay. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, you can pay me. And
Don't worry, we'll close the shop first. You can shop around. We will close shop, you know?
yeah, and I
Yes.
was like, yeah, like I want to buy. I'm not here wasting your time. I want to buy this. So it was a little bit. I mean, it was not rude. It was just cold.
Cold.
And yeah, I think that is the word, but it's not rude. I mean, people should respect the times, and that is completely normal and it's completely okay. But I think that in Mexico that doesn't happen very often. Like yeah, oh, don't mind. I don't mind if you are here. You want to buy this? Oh yeah, it's cool. Yeah, group, cool. But I
Yeah,
think
more
that's it.
easygoing.
And and also, when I took this tour to the Dracula's castle, we were on a bus, and there were some guys from Colombia seated behind me, and they don't speak English. And the tour that day was in English, so they were not understanding a lot. And I was talking to them, and they were really nice. And this was this like Latino energy between us. so
Okay.
so we are still friends actually. And the women the woman giving the tour, she was a little bit upset because we were talking between us, and we were talking about war, Colombia, about coffee.
Yeah.
We were kind of ignoring the recording telling us about the castle. So she was a little
Okay.
bit mad, and she told us. And I think that is really interesting. It's not rude by any means, it's just different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just different. Exactly. You start to see like there's all different ways to behave, and there's no one right way or one wrong way,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And so it's
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even from the perspective of the lady, right? Like
yeah, like
you're
their
giving a
culture
tour,
is that
yeah.
like somebody's talking, everybody must like shut up and pay attention.
yeah, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But did she
But
test
I
you
think
guys? Like, okay, you two guys in the back. Which year was like?
almost
It's just like a class.
no, actually, she was
Okay.
very nice. She was very nice, actually. I don't mention this at this time, but I lost my first flight to Romania. I lost my connection flight. I was stranded in Amsterdam for one extra night. That was not planned. But as I need to, I was forced to move my activities because I lost one full day in Romania. So she was really nice, this woman at the tour, because she allowed me to move my tour to another day, and she also allowed me to be left in Sinaia because I wanted to be in Sinaia for the hiking, and the tour ended in Bucharest. So
Okay.
they took me to the castle, to the tour, and instead of going back to Bucharest, they left me on Sinaia. So she was really nice because that was a favor that I asked her, that they could leave me over there, and
Right.
that was perfect. So in that way, I was able to do everything that I had planned for my trip in Romania
Cool.
in the same days that I had.
You know, it's very good that you brought this up because just before you came on, we were telling the audience that like right in the get go of your trip, like you had to like there was something that made you have to adapt and and that was part of your growth process. So
Yeah.
like yeah, like basically what you were sharing with us before is that like you're more of the type of person to keep to your schedule and everything. So like how did this thing help you to expand like yeah.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I like to have things planned. schedules to be a little. I am not so organized, so I try uh, to be more organized. So I had my schedule, I had my trip. I was a little. I mean, obviously, I was scared to do this for the first time, so traveling, and yeah, I lost the flight. It wasn't my fault. I was on my gate. I was on time. I paid my tickets, but something happened between the both airlines, so I
Okay.
was not allowed to enter my plane. And it was just 15 minutes before land. Sorry, before taking the flight.
Okay.
Right.
So they were asking me, "Oh, you need to call your airline. You need to go outside." And I was like, "Yeah, but the plane is already almost leaving." So I was obviously frustrated at that moment. I was like, "Oh my god, this is my first time travel. This is my first day of vacation. I have activities for tomorrow. I can't lose my flight. Like this is can be happening. I have bad luck today or anything." And I was a little bit
Mm-hmm.
frustrated at that time because I don't know where my luggage is because I put it in the airport in Mexico
Oh
City.
wow,
I don't know
yeah.
where it is sit, and I was frustrated and
Very
like I
stressful.
really I was really stressed. I didn't know how to react at the time, but I
Mm.
was like, oh yeah, there's apparently there's no way that I am having this flight. So what can I do now? Like I need to recover my luggage. I need to uh, try to have another flight the probably tomorrow. And I was calling the airlines. I was calling the service that I paid for buying the tickets.
Okay.
Fortunately, they allow me to take the next flight and the next morning. But that way, I stayed in Amsterdam, and then I was like, yeah, okay, you don't need to frustrate anymore. This is the
Mm.
first. This is the starting of your travel. If you start thinking of what you lost, you're gonna be frustrated all over the trip.
Mm, yeah.
So what did I gain? I gained an extra night in Amsterdam, an extra night of bars, an extra day of meeting friends in the hostel that I was staying for that night, and it was actually pretty great to be there for a one extra night. And what I feel proud is that I didn't allow that to be a bad experience at all, and
Right.
I got to do everything that I wanted. Like everything was at the end, even if I have a schedule, I managed to do all the things that I wanted, and that way
Mm,
this travel fit so well with me.
right. And like the whole point was also like this was part of the trip. This
Yeah.
Yeah,
experience was part of the entire thing,
Yes.
like that learning to adapt, being resourceful, yeah,
Yes,
and
and
resilient.
it's quite a. I mean, adapting in that way. It's a very useful and practical kind of skill, you know,
Yeah.
because it's so easy for you to start to think that maybe this trip was a bad idea, right? But you decided to reframe yourself, reframe your mind,
Yeah.
and enjoy the extra day in Amsterdam,
Yeah,
right?
like if
yeah,
you like just thought, okay, I'm so unlucky, then the whole trip, all you will see is like,
Yes.
oh, this sucks. Oh, there was a bear. No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah, yeah. It's very true. Like it's so easy for certain things to kind of change your whole experience, right? Like
Uh-huh,
even
exactly.
maybe a bad taxi ride or something, you know. And actually, that's why I kind of fascinated with this idea that we're talking about Mexican culture generally being warmer, you know, and
Okay.
friendlier, and somehow that does actually make things in a way easier when you're dealing with.
Yeah, because the Mexican culture actually makes you like learn how to be easygoing anyway, like
Yeah.
if like you are already more adaptable and you're able to change your perspective like better. Like I mean being here we this is what we have experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we definitely want to ask you, I don't know if it will make sense, but we want to ask you like how like traveling as a doctor, like did you notice anything like, that is
yeah. Yeah,
that's helpful.
this is interesting. I mean that there's not much things that are related to medicine, in particular to my travel, because I'm not. I'm just a regular guy having fun in
Right.
another country, but this thing happened, and I don't want to be really specific, but when you have, I think I am 90% certain that I diagnosed a patient with diabetes
Oh,
over there in my
Okay.
travel.
Please
It
tell us
was
about it. Yeah.
yeah,
and
I'm gonna
that's
say
your diabetes and all that would be your specialty, right? I mean,
yeah,
yeah, you
yeah,
deal with
Endocrinology.
hormones, yeah.
Yeah, I'm studying now endocrinology, which will be my second specialty course,
Okay.
which is focused on diabetes and all kind of hormones. And yes, what happened is, well, I'm gonna tell the example, and then you will get the idea how it went.
Okay, cool.
Um,
This is fun.
uh, yeah, when you have diabetes, and you have high blood glucose levels, your nerves are altered. So part of the nerves control when you want to pee.
Okay.
So also, and this is with very high blood glucose levels. Like if you have these nerves altered, well, you can pee yourself or all over the floor. And another thing that can happen if you had really high blood glucose levels is that you start wasting the sugar on your urine. So the urine is sweet and sticky. So
Oh,
I
okay.
think my roommate in the hostel that I was staying in Romania, I think he has diabetes with really bad control. Um,
Oh,
yes, I don't want to be really specific what happened, but
right.
the urine was a little bit sticky on the floor.
Oh, I see, I see. Okay. So, wow.
Okay, I'm sorry you had
That's
urine on the floor, but
Yeah,
that's
but yeah,
yeah,
like okay,
yeah,
so
is he an
and it was
older
like
person or
yes, he was a little bit old.
okay.
He was French, so there was a kind of barrier language
Okay.
because I don't speak French, I don't know French. But yeah, I was like, should I tell him something, or I don't know how to communicate. I don't know if it's not
Okay.
on my business. Maybe I'm being rude. I don't
Right.
know. He was I don't know, for what I saw, he was taking some meds. So, but yeah, I was a little bit worried of what do I do.
right, but it's like your superpower, right? Because you are a doctor.
Yes, a superpower, and also you're kind of, in a sense, also a kind of moral
Obligation,
obligation,
right?
right?
Yeah,
Like you
like I don't
feel, I
know
can
if you're
imagine.
supposed to like just diagnose people randomly,
Yeah.
like,
Or
but you could tell them like I think that you need to go for a check, right? Something
yeah,
like that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so I mean, but based on, so what I mean, did you actually approach the subject? Or do you broach
Uh,
the?
no. Actually, I was a little bit worried because it might be rude, and he doesn't speak English at all, and I don't speak French at
Okay.
all. So
So
it
that's
was
really
just
hard
yeah,
to, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be difficult. Like, how do you, like diabetes? How do you?
Yeah, and
I
I
mean,
don't know. Maybe he
yeah.
thinks it's rude or that it's not on my business. I don't know.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
could happen. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, or he could already be like on the meds, like what you're saying, and you didn't need to do anything about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe since we're on this topic of diabetes, like what can a normal general person? I mean, because also from Singapore, it's quite a high. There's a quite a high percentage of Singaporeans who actually have diabetes. Type 1 and 2
Right.
diabetes. So
Oh,
what
you
should?
know what? Like recently, I read that like because I was just checking about the like like we are really high above sea level in Mexico City, right?
Yeah.
And like I was checking some benefits about it because I only like have ever heard like negatives like because you like if you're on sea level, supposedly that's where all the blue zones are and people live longer. So I wanted to check some things about like high like if you're very in a very high altitude, like what happens. And they actually said that it's actually good for that you don't get like heart diseases as much and diabetes actually. So is that true, like in your experience?
Actually, I'm not really sure if it has something to do with the altitude. I will do a little bit
A
research on
check.
that.
Hmm.
I'll check. But what it's true is that Mexican people, we have genes that we are more prone to develop diabetes than other population here in Mexico.
Oh,
Okay,
Um,
so genetically already. Okay.
yeah, that is related to the migration of the people from the people that were from Africa. Then they traveled, they
Hmm.
were walking, and the people were nomads walking, and the genes that we have to save energy on our body um, we have those genes because our ancestors were traveling, were walking through the whole continent to populate this area.
Right.
So we were kind of harvesting those genes because that was better for survival back then. But now we don't need to depend on, I don't know, hunting a deer or something. We have just we have oxos, we have tamales, we have gorditas charron. So that way
Also,
we don't need to save that much energy. But now we are
Mm.
more prone to develop diabetes than other populations.
oh, yeah, this makes sense. Yeah.
It's interesting you're saying this also because another fact is Mexico is supposedly the number one Coca-Cola drinking.
Which is not going to help the genetic issue already, right? Like, yeah, because Coke has so much sugar. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's like generally there's something that is that should be. Or maybe let me frame my question like this. So, what should a person who is trying to prevent diabetes, generally, what can they do? You know, like. Mhm.
Yeah,
question.
that's a very interesting question. Well, diabetes, you can have relatives that have diabetes already, and that way you need to be, am I at a higher risk of developing diabetes? And probably yes, but it is not exactly genetic. There are some genetic factors involved, but this is not uh, uh, true or false. Like you can have a good health style, good diet, good habits, and maybe that way you won't develop diabetes all over your life. Um, so someone that wants to make sure that doesn't have diabetes, first of all, is having a good lifestyle. That is the basis of everything, and of course, to have some blood tests. Maybe this is recommended. Uh, Maybe once a year. Maybe if you are healthy and you don't have anything, any other disease, maybe even 3 years to 5 years,
Okay. Okay.
with a whole metabolic panel, where you have cholesterol levels, triglycerides, and
Oh, okay.
glucose levels, and that way you can be certain that you have diabetes or not. We have some other tests like more specific. Sometimes we put the patient to drink a little sip of glucose to see how they react, how the blood levels behave during a
Okay.
time frame of 2 hours, and that is actually giving more information. But first of all, I think if you have many relatives with diabetes, if you have overweight or obesity, well,
Hmm.
that certainly is you are more prone to develop any kind of disease. And it's not only diabetes. I wish it is only diabetes, but it's also fatty liver disease, hypertension, and it
Right.
comes with a lot of problems that eventually they increase the risk of having a heart attack or an infarct, actually.
Right.
Cardiovascular disease, we talk. Yeah.
So, like, how, like, as a foreigner, like being in Mexico, can
Yeah.
we, like, live as well as we can? Like, I mean, because I think there'll be some tips that, like, as a local doctor, that you might have, like, what can we do? Oh, like, do we really need to wash our vegetables?
Oh, yeah,
Like, I mean,
that's a good
sorry,
question. Yeah.
soak it in solution. Like, yeah.
Yes, and also the water. You know. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's very important. This is a really good question. Well, Mexico City is like its own thing. I think this is a great place to have a good and healthy lifestyle because there are many parks, there are hiking spots, which I love. You
Oh, yeah.
can ride a bike, and you can be really active. The weather is almost
Very
perfect,
nice.
almost yeah, very nice for the most part of the year. And I'm telling you because I used to live in Mexicali. That is the hottest place on earth. So it's really difficult to do exercise on the. I mean, just because of the weather, it's really bad. But here, it's really great to have a. It's more easy to have a good lifestyle in terms of weather. Also, the diet. Yeah, you need to watch the veggies. Yeah, you need to watch the veggies because as we were growing here in Mexico, our gut is more used to certain kind of bacteria, and we have antibodies because we were
Right.
living here for all our lives. But someone that is new living here probably will get sick with the first left of lettuce or I don't know of that dressing of a salad, and that is actually really common. We have a term for that that is called Moctezuma's revenge. That
Yes,
is
we've heard.
the diarrhea, that is a lot of vomit, and that
Can you
can
tell us
happen
a bit
because
about that? What is that? Moctezuma's revenge for people who
Moctezuma's
don't know.
revenge.
Yeah.
I know that it sounds like a course, but but it's kind of the foreigners that are having food here in Mexico City or any kind of Mexico, and that their gut is not used to the kind of bacteria that sadly sometimes we eat because we eat on the street, and our bodies are more used to it. They can attack those organisms, and
And
for people
taking
that
probiotics could help.
yes, actually yes, that is better for your gut that you have probiotics, and it's really common to have a really bad diarrhea because maybe you are having a party with your Mexican friends and you are the only foreign in that group and you are the only one sick. That is
Yeah.
not bad luck. It's because you are not used to, you don't have the antibodies yet. Maybe in a couple of months, maybe you will support that or having antibodies against that. So that recommendation of myself would be if you are traveling in Mexico and you want to try our best food in our country, maybe don't eat on the street every time. I mean, it's not like it's bad; it's also delicious. But maybe be limited to one new food at a day, so you don't
Okay.
Okay.
have like, oh yeah, I'm having here tacos de carnitas, and then I'm going to tacos de barbacoa. Because if you get sick, you won't know which one was the guilty one. So maybe move that forward to the next day and try a different kind of food all over the day. It's not the same on the not the same all in the same time.
All right. One of my friends that just came back from China, she was saying that she feels that the vegetables here are a lot sweeter. She feels like the produce in China, like it just the exact same dish that she cooks doesn't taste as good. So I was like, I mean, because I haven't been back for a long time, so I also don't know, like in Asia, like, because I didn't notice that, like, yeah, yeah, it's interesting, no?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, that's very, very
yeah.
interesting. Yeah, like different flavor levels of the food, right? Yeah.
And it's funny because I've always thought like it would be easier to live healthier back in Asia, for like certain reasons, of course. Like I know where to get all the healthy foods. I know what to eat for like hot weather, cold weather, that kind of thing. I mean, there's no cold weather in Singapore, sorry. And then, but like my friend was saying, she actually feels that it's so much healthier. Like she knows how to live much healthier in Mexico. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Like I think like there's a lot of options for different vegetables and different colors of vegetables, all that.
Yeah,
We
we
do
produce
have,
a
yeah.
lot of well, so we produce a lot of veggies here in Mexico. But I think that many of our food here they have a lot of carbohydrates, like all is corn based, and it's not that it's not healthy, but the amounts there is the problem
Okay.
because for many people probably that they are working and they are having I don't know, working in the morning and they are just having the first food that they find. Probably they having a torta de chilaquiles, which is bread with tortilla inside and sauce. And it's maybe, yeah, it's delicious, but it's only carbohydrates.
It's
Where's the
all
protein?
carbs, yeah.
Where's the veggies? Where are the
Yeah,
other
it's like
groups of food? Yeah.
it's
So
carbs with more carbs inside, right?
exactly, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of calories. And that way, if you are used to eat that all over the week, yes, you will have overweight, diabetes, insulin resistance, fatty liver disease. So that's part of the problem. It's not that it's forbidden, but you just need to focus on the amounts of the portions of your food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good advice. Could you also like give us more advice on like how can we navigate finding the right medical specialists? How often we should go for checkups? Like this is just like general like
Yes.
doctor.
Yeah, actually,
goodies.
to expand that question a bit, maybe
Yeah.
could you tell us, just firstly, just generally, for when traveling, right? Like, is there something that a person can
Yeah.
have on them, like maybe like a first aid kit or something that
Oh, yeah.
just to make things a bit safer from a medical point of view, and then maybe you can answer that
Yeah.
question
And did
about.
you bring
Yeah, did you?
when you went on your solo trip?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I had just basic medication that was antihistaminics for allergies,
Okay.
painkillers. I was with paracetamol or acetaminophen. That's the same. And yeah, some painkillers. That was just the medication. And for nausea, because sometimes on the plane and that might be. Um, but yeah, I don't know if you uh, really need to have like a kit or something. Probably if you are doing some extreme activities, some extreme sports, yeah, probably should be focused on that or on fractures or any kind of lesion that you could have. But yeah, I was just traveling with the basics, not really complex. And to focus on the question about the specialists, I think it's good to have, like here in Mexico, every specialist should be certified by a council, and they need to present an exam. So you present that exam at the first time when you graduate, and you have
Okay.
your credentials. But you need to recertify every couple of years. So what the best advice I can give you is please ask for a certified specialist. If you are seeing a gynecologist, if you are seeing an obstetrician, if you are seeing a surgeon, please make sure that he is certified. You can ask freely the your doctor, so that way you are in good hands, and that you are certain that the doctor is updated at the knowledge.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So,
a good point.
Jose, sorry, because like we completely ran out of time already, but like
Yeah.
we would like you to like do a quick mention about the Itaka app,
Oh yeah.
like
Yes,
if you want to.
please.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Really brief. I am working with this amazing and this team of geniuses. We're working in a AI app for doctors, and we are actually hosting a webinar. It's all free. Also, our app is all free. What it
Okay.
does is to help doctors to write the notes. You don't need to write anymore. You are just seeing and talking to the patient, answering the questions with your patient, and that way you have your medical note already filled. It's not like a full transcription. It's the AI will take only the specific data to the interaction between doctor and patient. So that way we hope to make doctors save time, and that they can have more free time to travel, more free time to make friends, and to rest. That's why we're aiming for. So the webinar will take place on December 17th. That's next Tuesday at
Okay.
6 p.m. Mexico City time. That is all free. You need to register. We have a link. We have our social media, which is itaca.pro. So you
Okay.
can
Yes, it's
look
right on
for
the
us.
screen right now.
It's on
Excellent. Oh yeah,
the screen, right?
yeah, it's over there.
That's it,
Thank you
right?
so
Yes.
much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I hope the people that are listening, that are watching this, can follow us on our social media and share our application to the doctors that
Well,
they.
that's really, really interesting. And yeah, I mean, personally, also the fact that you guys are, working with AI and trying to do something in that with that is very exciting also. And yeah, generally, usually for me, when I picture a doctor or going to see a doctor, I always visualize him actually, like this.
Writing the notes in the
Yeah,
doctor handwriting,
the
that's
doctor, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
eye
if you have
contact,
some,
eye contact. That is really important for the
yeah,
interaction for your patient.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, like bedside manner, everything, yeah, all
yeah, bedside
that, yeah.
manner, yeah, and also it's
Still like,
easier to tell someone who's looking at you and giving you your full attention what you actually feel, right?
yeah. So thank you so much, Jose, for joining us.
Yes.
It was a really fun episode,
Yep.
and yeah, we'll catch you soon.
Catch you soon for sure.
Yes. So
And all the tips and everything that you've given us really, really useful. And we would like to actually also in the future invite you again back
Yeah.
on the show to tell us more about what's going on with you and to keep the foreign show family attuned to what's happening with you.
Yeah,
right.
no, I'm really glad to be the first Mexican here.
No, we actually have had other Mexicans, yeah, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
you're the first Mexican doctor.
Yes.
Excellent. I'm really glad. No, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much. Jose.
Thank you. So I'm Celestine Angel.
I'm Isaac Rakesh.
And we have Jose Puentes with us, and we're here on That Foreign Show on ADR Network signing out.
Activating
your
senses.
senses.
Peace.
Thank you to all who joined us here on That Foreign Show. It's been awesome. I'm Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch, and we'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend, y'all.
Show.